Hey, boys and girls, we are back. Chris Williams here again, and today we are going over Marketing and Sales 101, the whole process, an overview so you can see where to plug in different pieces that you're going to build as you're starting your business or income stream, and hopefully doing that in a very small amount of time, and definitely a small amount of time that it takes to actually manage that ongoing. We want to build systems and processes that work for us, not make us work for them, right? So if you're just jumping in here, there's so many videos behind us, and it'll help you walk through this process that we're on of building a brand new business or taking your existing business. If you have a small business or something you're already working on, but taking a business from start or it's whatever stage it's in now, growing it rapidly where you can really increase your income in very little time. That could be just an income stream on the side. It could be a whole business thing you want to start on your own. It could be a business you already have going. But starting a business, starting an income stream, and making that huge and doing it in a very small amount of time. Not just the time it takes to start it up, but also the time it takes to manage the process. I manage all of my income and all of my businesses in less than an hour a day. The rest of my time I spend doing things that I want to do in the community, playing with Blue, with my kids, traveling, making videos like this because this has actually been really, really fun, like super fun. I'm so excited about today getting this again. So that's what we're doing, all right? That's the process we're in. Today, Marketing and Sales 101, let me just jump right in here and show you how this works. But first, I always forget to do this. Again, my name is Chris Williams, and if you need to reach out to me for any questions, obviously if we're on Facebook or a YouTube channel or something like that, you can put a comment in there. But it's so much easier and faster for me to get back to you if you just shoot me an email, chris.williams@senthold.com, CHRIS dot WILLIAMS at senthold.com. That's spelled SENTHOLD.com. All right, fire me a question. If you need the templates we're using, or if you need to find a video that we couldn't get to you, or you have a question, or you're like, hey, can you explain this a little more? I'll shoot you an email back, or I'll make a new video because I'm sure tons of others have the same question. I'll do my best to answer it because I want to make sure you get what you're here for. I don't want to just waste your time. Appreciate you joining us. Let's jump into Marketing and Sales and Marketing 101 and walk through the process here. All right. So right here, start a little document for you to take a peek at. This is the two forms that businesses come in, like who you would be marketing to. So you're going to hear this. If you may already be in sales or marketing and you're like, oh yeah, I got this, Chris. Well, just hang on tight for just a second. I'll get past it fast. If you're new to this, this will help you untangle some of the industry jargon out there that you're going to hear that's confusing. And quite frankly, it's not as important as you think. So business to consumer or business to business, you're going to be selling your product or service, taking your thing to the market, and you're going to be selling to an individual, a consumer, directly to the consumer, or you're going to be selling to a business. An example of selling to a consumer is Starbucks selling me my tea every morning at my local Starbucks, all right? That is business to consumer. They're selling me tea. Business to business would be, I think in a recent video, we mentioned the little tops and the cups that Starbucks gives you every day, right? Business to business would be the cup distributor or manufacturer selling the cups or lids to Starbucks. They're a business selling to a business. Another example is, let's bring it a little more local, small business. Let's say you have someone doing yard work for you, or you're doing yard work for someone else. That could be your business. You're providing lawn mowing and tree trimming and bush maintenance, and could be weed spray, could be fertilization, flower planting, whatever. It could be outdoor gardening and yard work, yard maintenance to your local area. You are probably business to consumer. You might be business to business also if you're doing that for a few businesses around town. If you're exclusively doing that for apartment complexes and big corporate buildings or gas stations or whatever, you'd be business to business, your business going and selling it to another business. The big difference here is that typically a business to business scenario is a more complex sale only because the buyer, the business, is often more sophisticated. So if you're selling, for instance, if you're selling, let's keep with the outdoor maintenance, the lawn maintenance stuff. If you're selling that to a business, you're probably dealing with someone who's a property manager, all right? They've done this for years. They've negotiated a lot of deals when it comes to property maintenance. They know how much square yards they have in grass. They know how many bushes they have. They know how many trees they have. They've got history here. They know what it should be priced at. They know how much time it should take you, how many crews it typically. They know a lot, right? The average consumer, on the other hand, the average landowner, yard owner. I have a yard in Memphis, Tennessee, and it's a half acre, and that's all I know. I don't know how many yards or square feet of actual grass I have versus flower bed versus concrete driveways, flower bed. It's just a yard, right? I'm less sophisticated than the average consumer on the business side. So when you're selling your product or service, whatever it is that you're going to put out there, and again, if you don't know what that is and you haven't figured that out yet, and you have not watched our previous videos, go back and watch our videos because we'll help you get all through what are your passion, skills, abilities, your market, how to define what your market is, all that stuff. We'll get there. All right. It's in the videos in the past already. But if you're working with a consumer, directly to a consumer, and you're selling your product or service, they're more than likely less sophisticated. They're going to be an easier sell, an easier close, easier to market to. That's not always true, but most of the time it is. Every now and then you're going to find experts, right? And believe it or not, in some ways, the experts are people who are super passionate are the ones you want to sell to. So if you were selling paddle boards, I'm an avid paddle boarder, have paddle boarded all over the place, all over the world, all in all different types of water, white water, ocean, lakes, fast bite water, slow rivers, you name it, I've paddleboarded on it. I love it. I'm a pretty sophisticated paddleboard buyer. So if you were selling paddleboards, you'd have to get past a lot of sophisticated screens I've got up already. I know what I want in a paddleboard, right? Every consumer is that way in some area of their life. It might be cosmetics or soaps. It might be a home care product like a chemical. It might be somebody you're talking to and they just love working in their yard. You're trying to sell them lawn maintenance. Well, they're going to be more sophisticated. You'll find those. You get that. But typically, the consumer is an easier market to go after, and the business is a harder market to go after. One more note there. Often the business market is more lucrative. That's why you're like, well, why would somebody do a business if they're hard to sell? Well, if you want to sell cups, you can sell them one at a time. Walmart can sell one cup at a time to me. But if I want to sell a lot of cups, then I'm going to call, as a business, as a manufacturer of a cup, I'm going to call Starbucks or Walmart, or whoever, and I want to sell them tens of thousands of cups at one time. That one sale is huge. It's just a harder sell to make. So the business market can be fantastic, very lucrative. Bigger elephants, right? But a bigger elephant's harder to track down and kill. So there you go. That's the deal. Keep the elephants. Let's not kill elephants. Bad analogy, sorry. Okay. Scroll on down here. Let's get down to the nitty gritty. Let me just kind of lay out what the sales and marketing process looks like. Now, people get kind of twisted up about, well, that's not actually sales. That's actually considered marketing. And that's considered advertising, not marketing. Let's just generalize this for a second because it's one big process. And yeah, if you want to teach a grad school course on marketing versus advertising, feel free. But that's not what we're here today, okay? Let's get your business running, right? So let's talk through the options here. I've put a grid together. And you can see up the top here, I have 6 different sections, and down the side, I have 4 different sections, okay? We're going to talk through all 6 of these sections, getting noticed, the initial presentation, the cost and benefit that a prospective client goes through, the close, the delivery of the product or service, and the review/referral process that they can do if you like 5-star review or if you're referring you to another customer, that kind of thing. We're also going to do that in detail for a local restaurant, an online product, a professional service, and you. This is where you fill in the blank here. Again, if you want these grids, these documents, feel free, shoot me an email, I'll send them to you, and you can have this, or you can just create your own on your own document or handwrite it, whatever works for you. But make sure that you're taking notes and putting your own product or service, putting you in here. That's so important. If you want to move to the next step and keep tracking with us, if you want to have a business that's performing and producing income for you, like I'm doing with this, I'm literally going to build a business right here in front of you. We're almost to that stage. We're going to start really unpacking it, and I've already got some ideas forming, but I'm going to sort through, here's what I'm going to do, and I'll do it right here in front of you with you step by step. You have to do these steps in order. You got to get all this stuff put together. If you haven't done all the previous steps, go back, take a couple of days off, get it all done, come back and join us because it's important, and I want to make sure we're doing this together. That way, at the end of this process, you start seeing the results, and then you really get to launch super far forward in the results, okay? So let's walk through this. Let me explain what's up in the top grid, and then we will go through example by example by example, okay? So getting noticed, that's like the place, the time, the person, the message. So getting noticed, if you're sitting on a beach and you see the airplane going by over the surf, and they have that big banner flowing out behind it, they're getting noticed, right? Everybody looks up there like, oh, looks like there's crab legs at O'Brien's tonight. Well, that's fun. That's getting noticed, right? Okay. Initial presentation. That's what it's like when you first visit the storefront or the website, or the first presentation you have when someone comes to sell something at your door, how they're dressed, how they present themselves, they're looking you in the eye, all that kind of thing. That's the initial presentation. We're going to get into the details of that in a minute. Cost benefit. That's the process that a person goes through, or a buyer. And by the way, if it's back to this B2B or B2C, if you're selling to a consumer or selling to a business, it's still a person. Remember that. You're selling your product or service not to a business, even if it's B2B. You're not selling cups to Starbucks. You're selling cups to a Starbucks buyer who's in charge of buying cups. Ultimately, they will make a decision based on their grid, their philosophy, their thought process, their feelings towards the deal. Okay? Always sell to a person. You're really not selling to a business. Remember that. It's the same thing. A sales process is a sales process. Okay. Just a little more of a sophisticated buyer if it's a business, but that's it. Just a sophisticated person. Okay, then the close. I'm sorry, cost benefit. That's what they're thinking through the logic and their emotions, and should they actually make this purchase. The close, that's literally asking for the money and getting the deal done. A lot of people stop right there because it's kind of a nerve-wracking process for some. I'll explain that. We're going to go into huge detail in other separate videos on each of these, but I'm trying to give you an overview so you can kind of start to get the feel of it. And if you already know some things about these sections, you can go ahead and plug your own stuff in and get rocking. If you need more detail, I'll come back and cover it. Don't worry. Okay, then delivery of the product. That's what you're doing. That's part of the sales process, but it's you delivering the product. They bought something from you. You have to make good on the deal now, right? And then if you do it well, you can ask for reviews, ask for referrals, get that process churning where people are noticing you more because of others' good things to say about you. Let's get real about this. Local restaurant. Let's keep using that that plane in the sky advertising crab legs at O'Brien's or whatever I just made up. That's a great one. So they're getting noticed. They're out there and they've paid a pilot and they have the little flag running behind the plane and they're doing their thing. They're advertising. That's their billboard. It's the same thing as an online ad. If you're a local restaurant, you have an online ad on Facebook, on Google, on Instagram, showing off your food, your drinks, whatever you got. Awesome. It's the same thing as the airplane. It's the same thing as a billboard. It's the same thing as the storefront. When you drive past a Subway or a McDonald's or a Starbucks, they got the new fall drink up, or they have the new 6-carb sandwich up at Subway, or McDonald's has its super big, super greasy, super awesome cheeseburger, which I really want one right now. They have all those things, and that's just simply getting noticed. They're trying to be in the right place at the right time for you with the right message. So the right place, time, person to target with that message, and the message. Running ads for burgers, for cheeseburgers online at 6 a.m. is not a really great plan. If you ever watched ads come out online, you'll notice that there's timing to it. I keep getting, let's see if I can pull one up here. I keep getting these things because I have the Starbucks app on my phone, right? And there we go. I don't know if you can see this or not, but this one right here, it's a Starbucks happy hour, okay? So I've got a Starbucks happy hour message that says it starts at 3 p.m. today. I got that an hour ago, so just after 11. They didn't send me this at 6 a.m. because I'm probably in line getting my tea already at 6 a.m., right? That's the morning time. They're looking for the pick me up after lunch. So around lunchtime, they're shooting me a little note saying, hey, when you get sleepy, it's happy hour. You can get 2 for 1 or get extra points or stars, whatever. That's the right time, right? So the right place is on my phone for Starbucks because that's got in my pocket. It vibrates. I've evidently given them permission to do that to my phone. And they know my patterns. They know my favorite drink. They got all that stuff. So they're putting their ad in the right place at the right time with the right message. That actually doesn't get me. I don't care about the happy hour. I drink tea in the morning. That's it. And to the right person. That's their target, right? That's what they're trying to do. So a local restaurant flying that flag behind an airplane, billboard, could be, if it's a digital billboard, you can actually pick your time, right? And run it during the 11 o'clock to 1 o'clock hour for your restaurant, the lunch hour. You could do it right before dinner. The message is important. I won't get into all messaging. We'll get deeper and deeper into this each day. but that messaging is important. You want to make sure that if you're selling cheeseburgers in your McDonald's, you're not talking about Starbucks coffee, right? That's not the right message. That's the wrong message. You want to not be talking about new Lamborghinis if you're selling cheeseburgers. You don't want to be talking about new hotels if you're selling cheeseburgers, right? You want to talk about cheeseburgers and how good they look and how amazing they are and all that stuff. Okay. So let's jump over here to initial presentation. Initial presentation would be, so I've seen the ad, I've seen the airplane with the flag. I know where, what do we say, O'Brien's? Sorry, I'm making these things up and I can't remember them. I know there's an O'Brien's out there, so I Google it on my phone real quick. Oh, O'Brien's is 2 streets over. We can walk over there from the beach. I head over there, and this initial presentation is important. So O'Brien's needs to look like a place that I want to eat, right? Not just a seafood place, but it needs to look like a place that's relatively clean, looks like fun, the kids would enjoy it. It's got some tables outside. It's a nice day. The person that greets us when we walk in is nice and pleasant and looks well put together, like they're not like just came out of the workout gym and they're like totally covered in sweat or something nasty. They gotta be clean. I'm fixing to eat food here, right? So that's a website. It's a funnel. It's a storefront. It's the clothing they're wearing. These are all presentation materials. Now, I may go to O'Brien's website before I go to their store, to the actual restaurant. That's the initial presentation. However, people are finding you first, that's an important part of the sales process. So we got their attention. Now they're noticing us. And now they want to look us up online or come to our storefront. If you're doing door-to-door sales, if you're walking up to someone's house, you need to look professional and presentable, right? You got their attention, you knocked on their door, they came to the door. That's getting their attention. They open the door, and there you are, looking nice. That's a good start, right? Okay, so this initial presentation would be the restaurant itself, and could be their website. Could also be their Google reviews. A lot of times you Google something and the first thing you see is not their website, you see a whole bunch of Yelp reviews. Those are important. Those are all first impressions. And that first impression, initial presentation is so, so important, okay? So when I say initial presentation, I literally don't mean a sales presentation you flip through and show a customer. I mean, what's that initial feel like? Does it go with the brand that you're presenting? More importantly, does it go with the customer's desires? I'm hungry. I just want some crab legs that are on sale, and I got kids with me, and we just want to go inside and sit down or sit on the porch. Does it go with my felt desires right then? All right, and you can find out your clients and your market's felt desires. We showed you how to do that already. Okay, logic. The next thing, cost benefit. So this is the clients or customers, businesses or consumer, whoever you're selling to. This is their cost benefit analysis that's going on in their head from the time they see the first presentation, that initial get their attention. When I first saw the airplane flying over the beach with the flag, I'm starting this process. Even if I'm not thinking about it, if it says buy one, get one free crab leg platter at O'Brien's, boom, they've already got me thinking logically and emotionally. I'm thinking buy one, get one free. That's a good deal. Let's do that. I'm also thinking, man, that sounds so good. I could just taste them already, right? So that's an emotional thing. So there's a cost benefit analysis going on at every stage of the sales process. But once they're in your property, once they're in your website, once they're in your storefront, once you're having a face-to-face conversation, there's a real strong cost benefit analysis going on. Bottom line is, you've got to make sure that they can logically justify the emotions they're feeling about you, the positive emotions. I really want to get some crab legs. Awesome. Well, I really need to be able to justify the expense, or I really need to be able to say this is the right choice for my family, or I really need to be able to say somehow that we went here instead of the other seafood place that, oh, it has better Yelp reviews. The other one has better Yelp reviews. O'Brien's doesn't. I need something to counteract that. I got to get over that hump. Because there's my family with me, the kids are with me, Jill's with me, and I'm fixing to make a decision about our lunch. And I don't want to look like an idiot. I don't want to take him to a bad place. So I've got to be able to justify why I made this decision. Now that sounds logical, all right? There's some logical steps. It's cleaner. We have great crab legs. They're half price. But there's going to be a few things that are still catching my attention. But what if I'm wrong? You don't want to be wrong, right? I don't want to be wrong. And that's an important thing here. You got to make sure that you're helping them overcome those emotions that could lead them astray or pull them away. And you want to keep reinforcing with logic any positive emotions they may be having. They're in your website, they're in your restaurant, and they're thinking great things. It feels good, it smells good, everything's right. And you want to make sure you can keep pushing that forward and reinforcing that with more logical pats in the back saying, yeah, absolutely, this is a great place. I'm glad you're here. The staff is nice. There's so many new things going on. Okay, that's a really quick overview. Again, I'll dive deep into this another day. But logic that frees the emotion is super important when it comes to cost benefit analysis. There's way more going on than just, well, we get 6 crab legs for $5. That's a good deal. No, sure, it's a good deal. But what if they're bad? What if the bathrooms aren't clean? And somebody at your party or your table says, oh, the bathrooms are horrible. Well, yeah, but 6 crab legs for $5, that's worth it. That's not a good answer. You got to really be able to say, oh, but the service is so nice. And they're so nice here. I'm sure if we just mentioned it, they'd clean it up in there. There's got to be an emotional, logical process going on that helps bring that person along more and more. Okay, I'll move on. We'll come back to these in detail in other sessions. So the close, we're in the restaurant, right? Let me just type something in here so you can have something cost benefit. Let's say reviews are so-so. And if you're just joining, I'm a bad speller. Reviews are so-so. Did I spell so-so or did I put a comment there? Who cares? And we talked about the 90% last time, right? That's good. So this is my 10% weakness right here. Reviews are so-so, and we need happy staff. So as a business owner, if I had some so-so reviews out there, I would be hiring some rock star front desk people to help with greeting people. I'd be making sure my wait staff was just super smiley. As an owner, I'd be rolling out to the restaurant, really just making sure people have a good time. If there's any issues, I'd be handing out free baskets of fries. Hey, why don't you grab a free milkshake? I'd do whatever I could to get those reviews back up because I've got to bring some emotion to the process to bust through those logical complaints or logical hurdles they're trying to get over. Okay, you get the point. The close. Now, the close is we're ordering, right? So I'm in the restaurant. I've looked at the menu. The bathroom was kind of nasty. The reviews were so-so, and now I'm here, all right? This is the customer experience. It's not all going so well, or it could be going pretty. Let's just keep on the not going so well side for a second. I've got to close that deal. The waiter or waitress at that point has a huge burden on them because they have to close the deal. Now, obviously, we had some initial presentation issues and some cost benefit issues already with a dirty bathroom and some reviews that weren't so great. So I've really got to have a wait staff who can work overtime to make the close, to really offer the upsells, to make sure the crab legs get on the table, to make sure they're going to order some dessert, to make sure that if they need anything extra, we're there to really start closing that deal and let them know, hey, I got you. I know, sorry, we're taking care of the bathroom. Somebody's going to come clean those right now. But right now, I'm just going to sit back and relax. And what can I get you? Let's go ahead and get you started with something small. Sorry about the bathrooms. Here's a quick hors d'oeuvre. That's on us. What else can we get you for your meal? Something to start getting that close happening where you can ask for the sale. Okay, great. The bathrooms are clean now. Thank you for waiting. Here's your hors d'oeuvres. That's on the house. What can I get you? Can I go ahead and get 4 baskets of crab legs started for you? And just go ahead and give me your dessert order right now so I can make sure it is ready exactly when you're ready. Things like that go ahead and ask for the deal. Let's get that thing closed up. Get commitment. That is so important. If the initial presentation was great, everything was clean in the restaurant, and the reviews were fantastic, the close gets even easier because we've already got a really positive process going. But you always want to make sure that you keep the close simple. Don't overcomplicate it. If you're doing a website thing, don't make too many buttons all over the place. If you're doing something live, face-to-face, like a restaurant, then make sure that you're making the buying process super simple. Restaurants have the coolest buying process because you just look at a menu. You don't even have to get your credit card out when you're making the decision. You can make the decision based on your emotion and your hungry tummy before you have the pain of pulling your wallet out, right? That's a cool buying process. On a website, Somebody goes through that feeling of putting things in a shopping cart or ordering somehow, and before they ever get it in their tummy or get to touch the product, they have to pay. There's a little bit of a hurdle there. Make it simple. Put the buttons right there in front, make them easy to click. Don't make the form fill-ins too complicated. Just get the money and get them their product, right? That's the close. So ask for the money. I'm just going to put ask for the money again. I already wrote that up there, but it's so important. So many people actually get to that point and they don't ask for the money. Well, thanks so much for coming in. I sure hope you like it. If you ever want to buy something from us, you know where we're at. Oh, no, they're in your store. They're in your restaurant. They're online. Ask for the close. They're there. They're interested. They wouldn't be there if they weren't. We're all too busy, right? Go ahead and ask for something. People love to get something they need or want that'll solve their problem. It's okay. You can ask. It's not offensive. Be brave. Okay, delivery. So now you have asked for the money. We're at the restaurant. Get the food out on time. You got to execute that deal. You got to get the kitchen moving. You got to get it out on time. If you went through all that process and you had a dirty bathroom and you had some bad reviews and then you sold and you sold well and the waiter or waitress was just rocking that thing and got the upsells and got everything lined up and then it takes 30 minutes for the crab legs to come out, oh my goodness, we can't do that. We're at the beach. We're going to be playing, right? You got to get it on time and over deliver. That's where throwing in little extras, making sure you're really going over and above what they expected so that you can get that positive experience. You want them to walk out the door super duper happy, right? So getting things done, get it done. Sooner is always better than later. And think of things you can add. What can you add to the order? And I don't mean something you have to sell them. I mean, throw in a little bonus at the end. Like, hey, in the restaurant, you know, I heard y'all over talking that it was somebody's birthday. Whose birthday is it? Oh, it's next month. Hey, no worries. I'm going to throw in a little piece of cake on us. Just something that's a little extra. Doesn't break the bank, but something to push that experience a little over the top. When you're in a restaurant and those kind of things happen, think back to it. Those things make you feel special. You may be completely ticked off by the time you get out of the bathroom in the first 5 minutes. But if a waiter or waitress goes through that whole process and fixes it and makes it better and really takes care of you, by the time you leave, you're going to be like, hey, that was okay. Everybody has a dirty bathroom. They took care of it. It's all right. You're going to be feeling way, way better. And they're more likely, that restaurant, to get a 5-star review. Asking for the review is so, so important, or asking for the referral. We'll get to that when you're in professional services in just a second. Or if you're even in an online product. But referrals and reviews, it's the same thing. If you're in an online setting, reviews, obviously 5-star reviews on Amazon or Google or Facebook or Yelp or whatever, those are super important, unbelievably important. All right. We can get into a lot more of that on the search engine optimization benefits of having good reviews and just the client impression and that initial impression that we get at the very beginning just by having a bunch of other people give me a logical reason to feel good emotionally about a product or service. That's what reviews do. And so referrals are just live reviews, right? If I have someone working in my yard and they've done a great, or I have a carpenter, I mentioned that a week or two ago, and he's amazing. Our carpenter works for our neighbors now. We got him from like literally 6 other friends of ours in town referred this carpenter before we ever hired him. Like everybody was referring this carpenter. He's amazing. And now he works for tons of people that we know because we've passed those referrals on. That's just a review. This carpenter doesn't have a website. He is straightforward, one-man shop. He gets it done. He's incredible. There's no website. As best I can tell, he's not on any kind of social media. If you Googled the guy, he'd probably be off the grid. He is just a carpenter, right? But his review process is a referral process. That's the same thing. It's just an old school version of reviews. So ask for those referrals or reviews. It's super important to do that. You can do that with little cards, like that say, please review us on TripAdvisor, or you can do it with reminder emails, or you can do it in person. Any of those are super great ways to get referrals. And we can walk you through all kinds of strategies there. If you'd like to know more about that, we can totally make some more videos on that. That's super easy. But ask for them. Whatever you do, just ask for them. The sooner, the closer to the happy experience, the better. And the more simple you make the process, the better. So the reviews on TripAdvisor business card is a cool idea, but it's not as effective as an email or text that comes to the person directly after their experience, and all you got to do is click the button and then click the number of stars. Boom. That's way easier. TripAdvisor, you got to go find them on TripAdvisor. It just takes more steps. As few steps as possible. That's a good thing. Okay. Let's talk about an online product. Hope this is making sense so far. So we talked about a local restaurant. I'll go much faster through the next two. And again, if this is triggering something in your mind as you're going through it, make notes down here in the you section. Fill this in for you. What are the things you're going to do to get noticed, and the initial presentation and cost benefit conversation to help them through the emotional and logical process, the close, the delivery, review. You got to just get some ideas going here. Take what works for you. If new ideas pop in your head, jot them down. This is brainstorm time. They'll be super valuable for you in the next few steps. Okay, online product. Let's say you're selling something. You're not a local restaurant. You're delivering an online product. It could be an online course. It could be you're selling essential oils to people online. You could be doing, I already mentioned training services. Let's go for a review site that helps people make purchases of products on Amazon. You see a lot of those. I'm looking for a new travel bag, and voila, a bunch of these blogs have all these reviews on travel bags, and they also have links that go to Amazon for the travel bags we're talking about. Well, those are affiliate links. They make money from Amazon every time you buy something. That's a great online product. Whatever it is you're doing online, how are you going to get noticed, right? So this could be ads. It could be SEO, search engine optimization. We can get into details on these, don't worry. It could be reviews. That's another great way. Then we're going to jump over here to initial presentation. This could also be reviews, because you might have found them on an ad, clicked on them, and then went back and researched whatever their product or service is online a little more. You saw the reviews. They could go both ways. You'll find that some of these they cross over between categories, and that's fine. The initial presentation is obviously, if it's an online product, we have a website. Now up here I have website and funnel listed out. A funnel is a website, by the way, or can be. Sometimes people use funnels. A funnel is super simple. So you have a funnel. Picture a funnel like in your kitchen or in your garage that you pour oil into in your car, or a funnel that you're pouring liquid into a small opening of a bottle, and you don't want to splash it out. So it's a funnel, right? So you put a large amount of things in at the top, and it narrows them down, and it comes out in a small stream at the bottom. So that's the same way with marketing. You're gonna put lots of people in the top, and it funnels them down. It's a sales funnel. It brings them down decision by decision by decision, and you start losing people. You lose the outliers who aren't really that interested, and you get more and more serious as people stay in the funnel. By the time you're at the bottom, you got the people who really want to know more about your product and are willing to pay for it. They're the serious ones, right? And you can spend more time and resource on those people, nurturing them and helping them, than you can if you were working with all the masses who are casually interested, right? So a funnel is there's digital and paper funnels, but let's say this is a digital one. We're on an online product. So you can build funnels out. And I will teach you all that process, don't worry. And it's super fun, really. And it's really pretty simple. So as you bring new traffic in through your ads or searches that they're doing online, however they find you, they hit the funnel, and it starts filtering them out, figuring out which people want which products or which services. That's pretty cool. It's a digital page. It's a website, technically. It could be your primary website, or it could be just for a funnel. Those little pop-up ads that pop up on websites? Those are part of a funnel. They pop up an ad, you click on it, you put your email address in, and it starts a process and a relationship with you. Those are really cool tools. Sometimes they're annoying if it's not the product you want, but if you're on the website and you want their product, you filled them in, I filled them in. If it's something that's valuable to me, I'll go for it because I want to know more information. So that's a funnel. Okay, so you can have websites, funnels, and obviously any videos you have online. This could be video, it could be blogs, it could be podcasts. You can see that the videos, blogs, and podcasts could also all be in the getting noticed section, because you may be doing a podcast about what you're passionate about online. You may be talking about your online product as well. And the podcast is free, so it's a getting noticed. People find podcasts all over the place. There's no commitment to listen to a podcast. And you're getting them into initial presentation. Well, eventually they'll be clicking on your website and doing a little more interaction with you. So I could go either way in the get noticed or initial presentation. Cost benefit analysis. If you're online, this is a funnel is a great tool for this, by the way. It's how you're taking someone through the process of educating them about your product. So let's say you're selling essential oils. We'll bring that one back up again. Let's say you're selling essential oils. You have an essential oils website that you're either creating on your own, you're literally making these things, or you're buying it from someone else and reselling them, or you're part of a multi-level marketing type promotion. Any of that's fine, but it's your website, your brand, it's got your name on it. That thing is designed, it should be designed to help people overcome any hurdles they're experiencing, not just with, oh, I'm experiencing anxiety, so I want to use this essential oil to relieve anxiety or to sleep better or to relieve some joint pain or whatever it may be. But that's a very logical, I have this problem and I want this solution. But then you have an emotional connection to that. They may feel like, well, what if I buy this? That's expensive. It's expensive oil sometimes. What if I buy it and it doesn't work? Is my partner or spouse going to feel like I'm an idiot because I just spent $50 on this oil and or $100 or whatever, or I bought the big pack for $300 and I didn't, I shouldn't have done that. I got to make sure it's real and it works. That's where having things like reviews and referrals and other people's success stories and things like that on your site are really, really helpful, right? That helps people get the jitters out and make sure they feel comfortable with making a decision that they're not sure about. So we could put reviews here as well. And we could put videos, like how-to videos. And let's think of one more just to help you out here. I would say like top 10 benefits of the essential oil or whatever your online product is. Things that really help people understand, oh, this is what that fixes. By the way, your reviews, how-to videos, and top 10 benefits should all speak to the research you did earlier when you found out what your market's real concerns and fears and frustrations were that they were having. It should speak to that. So if we're selling essential oils online, it should speak to people who are like, yes, it's anxiety and lack of sleep. That's why I want to talk about oils. Great. Then your top 10 benefits should really be focused on anxiety and lack of sleep. Your reviews should be people leaving messages and giving you 5-star reviews about how it helped them with their anxiety and their sleep. It should be things like that that are really pointed to exactly what that market has a pain point in. Okay, hope that helps. Again, we can deep dive into every one of these categories, and obviously, I'm going to build videos. The more I talk about this, I'm like, I got to build, lots of stuff to explain each of these in detail. Ask me questions like crazy through this episode because I want to make sure I hit the exact right spot in the videos. Hey, there we go. See, I'm doing market discovery, and I'm hoping that what I present to you is actually helpful. So you giving me back feedback allows me to present to you the right information. It's just simple human nature, Q&A. It's how we do everything in life. You're making a recipe and you had a little trouble with it and you call a friend or neighbor who you tried it out at their house at their party and like, hey, how did you do that one step? That was really cool. That extra crumb topping you put on there. That's just, they're discovering what you need and they're helping fill the need. They're not selling you something, but it's the process we go through every day in so many areas of life. Okay. Never be afraid to ask people questions, what they're really after, what they really want. The close. All right. So we got the online product thing going here, and we have the close coming up. So they're now in our store, our online store. They're experiencing, they're seeing our reviews, they're reading our top 10, whatever it is that we're presenting to them. If it's an online course, or if it's essential oils, or if it's a review site for, again, Facebook, not Facebook products, but Amazon products, whatever. At some point, we have to ask them to make a commitment. And that could be, hey, a small commitment, sign up for our newsletter to learn more about travel backpacks and Amazon and their newest reviews or newest, latest gadgets or newest releases. But asking for the close. So if it's money, an email address, a commitment to show up to your webinar, a commitment to show up at a neighborhood party where you can actually show them locally what the essential oils are like and have them smell it because that's such a sensory process. Whatever it is, fine. Ask for that commitment. If it's, hey, they're in the sales process, ask for that sale. Go ahead and buy now. We have a 10% off coupon today. Give them a reason. Ask them for the close. Ask them for the email address, the sign up, the money, whatever it is that you're pushing next, whatever it is in the next step of your process. Never be ashamed, never, ever, ever be ashamed to ask them for the money, the email address, the sign up, whatever it is. I promise people aren't offended by that. You may say, well, yeah, Chris, but I hate getting that pop-up thing on my computer asking for an email address. You might in some areas, but if it's a category that you're really interested in and you're on a product website that you really want to know more about and it pops up, there's an X there. You can click it out if you want to. If it pops up 10 times and gets bigger and bigger and starts playing music, yeah, that's kind of annoying. But if it's just, hey, sign up for the newsletter, we'd love to have you in our community, it's not offensive, right? It's no big deal. You can click the X if you don't want to be part of it. You can sign up if you do. Believe it or not, a lot of people sign up. They're very fun. If it's, hey, we're running a 10 or 20% off sale today, it ends tonight at midnight, go ahead and put this in your cart. We'd love to get it to you fast. That's an ask, right? The way I just said it was super casual. You can write that out. You can like put that in your form. It's not a big deal. Hey, we'd love to get this to you fast. We're standing by. It's 20% off today. How can we serve you right now to make sure you get the best deal? That's an ask. That's saying, hey, I want your money. Again, not a bad thing to do. Please do it. You'll be so glad you did. Okay, so ask for the close. This could be, let's see, easy payment options. It could be direct, but nice text. It could be a video ask. Video asks are fun. Every now and then I see them on a website, so there'll be a little video on the side. You can just, it's already running. You can just click to make it where you can hear it. And it explains the buying process and walks you through in a really kind, tactful way. I think those are kind of fun. It could be a pop-up. There's lots of things you can do digitally, right? Okay. Delivery. This is where it comes down. The metal meets the road. You have the rubber meets the road. Put the pedal to the metal and the rubber meets the road, right? There we go. This is where you get to deliver the product. Okay. So they've just clicked. They have given you an email address and you have to give them a newsletter, or they've given you permission and they're signing up to join your webinar and learn more about your product that you're going to teach about next Friday at 2. And there you go. You have to deliver a webinar. They've paid with a credit card and they've asked you for your essential oils or your online course, and it's got to be ready. It's got to start showing up and get right there in their inbox or in their mailbox, or you got to get it to the Amazon people to deliver. Whatever it is, that's got to happen, right? So delivery on time is so, so important. Get to it. If you need to hire a fulfillment center, get to it. Look at this, grammar suggestions, right in docs. Got it. Now that is a really helpful thing for me, right? All right, so thank you, Google Docs, for helping me with my grammar. Get to it. All right, and we got a fulfillment. There are lots of fulfillment centers that you can hire if you're selling and shipping a real product where you don't have to do that live in your garage. I know it's a hassle. Or you got your apartment just piling up one whole section of your dining room, which is already too small anyway, is filled up with boxes and products. You can avoid that. There's lots of fulfillment centers you can price into your product that take care of shipping and everything. When they order from your website, boom, it goes to the fulfillment center. You never see it again, and out the door it goes the very next day. There's some cool options like that. Whatever it is that you have to do to deliver your product or service, get to it fast, because that's what's going to trigger the reviews. And I'm just going to do the same thing here on the reviews. We're going to ask for it. We are going to ask for it. And you can do this. I would say cards are not part of a digital process, but reminders, emails, not in person for a digital process. Let's see, ads, social reminders. Ads mean you can actually run ads on the people that have purchased your product, like on Facebook, or remarketing ads, and you can ask them to review your product. That's one way to use your ad spend. It's a pretty worthy way to do it too. There's also social reminders where you could message them on Facebook if you have permission to do that, or sending out a post on Facebook if they're following you. Hey, please review, that kind of thing. Okay, so let's go after this next one, professional services. Let's say this is a CPA or a financial advisor or a consultant, right? A lot of you watching this will be able to turn your skill or ability or knowledge into a consulting opportunity. Before I say that, remember down here at the bottom, you should be making notes. Put you and your part in this thing. Make sure this becomes you, right? So as I'm saying things, jot down things in the bottom part that are relevant to you. Okay. Let's say you're going to be a consultant, or you're already in professional services. You're an attorney, you're a doctor, you're a chiropractor, doctors are chiropractors and dentists are doctors, and everybody's connected there. But whatever specialty you're in, you're already doing something professional. You're a CPA. Um, you're already a consultant. Whatever it is. You're not a consultant yet, but you know a ton about marketing, let's say, and you want to teach people marketing. Fine. You know a ton about how to do HR. You want to be an HR consultant and actually do that for other people, other small businesses or big businesses, or individuals hiring their first employee, whatever it may be. You can market that, okay? So we're going to get noticed. Getting noticed could be as simple as ads. If you're doing something that's more digital online, you want to get your name and your brand out there. It could be asking for introductions. I know that's also part of the review referral process we have here at the end, but you got to start somewhere. So if you need to ask for introductions at the beginning of the process when you're just getting started, it's totally normal. I've started multiple consulting businesses just doing that. I would go to people I already knew that I've done a good job for or worked for in the past and let them know, hey, here's what I'm doing. I'm branching out and doing my own consulting. And I mean, it's at least 4 consulting companies I've started now just doing that. It's extremely effective. And then you get a trusted referral to a new potential client. It works really well. If you have questions about that, ask me. I can walk you through that in great detail. All right. Professional services getting noticed. You could join groups online or in person. I'm not a big fan of going to like Chamber of Commerce events and handing out business cards. You got to be really careful with that. But there's lots of professional groups out there. You can learn to speak at, learn to sell at. Here's the thing. If you're joining a group, you got to add value, right? If you join an online group and just go in there and start selling your stuff or telling people you're a consultant for XYZ, that gets a little annoying. Nobody likes that. But if you're really adding value, they're going to see that you know what you're doing and they're going to start leaning in on you. And some of those people will want to hire you. And it's not bad to say, hey, I've started a website over here. If anybody's interested, take a look. But you got to say that after you've added a lot of value. And that's an okay process. Just don't start with the creepy sales routine if you haven't added value, because that's not cool, right? Add value, show them that you know what you're doing, and then get after it and let them know you got a spot, and then add some more value and wait a while before you invite them to their website again. If it's in person, let's talk Chamber of Commerce events for a second. I have some super awesome friends who are very good at Chamber of Commerce events. I have some awesome friends who actually run Chamber of Commerces, and they're great. I love what our chambers do for our cities. But some of those type of networking events that are small, and not small, it could be hundreds of people, but they're just mingle. You come in, they're going to have a presentation, they're going to have some danishes, some coffee, and you're going to all mingle around for 20 minutes or an hour beforehand, and then for 30 minutes afterwards, and network, right? Networking events. If the people in the room aren't your customer, your ideal target market, then you shouldn't go. That's just the way it is. I hate to be that blunt about it, but you shouldn't go if they're not your ideal customer. Your ideal customer may be business owners. All right, that's really, really broad. By the way, we should niche down and be more specific. Business owners that have pet supply companies or pet grooming companies in my town. That's more niched, okay? But if the business owners are not in that room, the person who's making the purchasing decisions, if you're selling B2B, that would be the person who's making the buying decisions for that company. If they're not in the room, you're wasting your time. If there are a bunch of people who love networking and it's at the Chamber of Commerce, you might be talking to a whole bunch of other salespeople who don't intend to buy anything from you. You don't intend to buy anything from them. They're all just in there trading business cards, which is super fun if you like meeting new people, but it's not going to advance your business. It's not going to push you forward. You got to be where your buyer is. Your consumer, your straight to consumer, your business to consumer, or if you're business to business, the buyer for that business. If you're selling consulting in HR, then if the HR executives or the VP level people in the businesses you want to target aren't in that room, then you shouldn't be there. If you've got a bunch of people from, let's say it's a mid-sized company in your town that has 500 employees, all right, and you're going to a networking event because you know that you could sell your HR services to that 500 employee company. You really want to meet the right people. If their salespeople are at the meeting, at the networking meeting, and not their HR people, then you're barking at the wrong tree. All right. You may be able to swing that into meeting a salesperson who can introduce you to the HR person. That's a worthy shot, but honestly, it's typically a waste of time. Again, apologies for any folks who just love networking and chamber events. It's just not been my thing that's really given me a lot of traction. I've seen it work twice for me. Okay, and that's been, again, this is the pro side of those events. That's when the people in the room were my target market. Okay, if I'm selling some service to salespeople, for instance, the networking and chamber type events are amazing. If I'm selling a online consulting or a live face-to-face sales consulting product, I have a friend here in Memphis who has a sales consulting teaching business, and they're amazing. They teach all over the world. They're incredible. And that is a great place to go. Him and his company, they go to lots of networking events because there's a lot of salespeople in the room who want to get better at selling. That's where their market is. I'm just saying, if your market's in that room, great. Often, unless you're selling directly to salespeople, though, the average chamber event might not be your thing. I went down that road pretty far, but you get the point. If it's a networking event for HR professionals in your town, then yeah, you should go as a consultant to HR professionals. You should go to the HR networking event. Okay. Go where your market is. That's how you get noticed. Initial presentation. If it's professional services, you better look like a professional. I mean, that goes in any field. If you are a professional race car driver teaching other people how to become race car drivers, don't show up in a suit and tie. Show up looking like a race car driver, right? If you're a professional HR executive, show up looking like an HR executive. If you're a professional surfer teaching surfing lessons to other professional surfers, show up looking like a surfer. They'll laugh you out of the room if you show up in a suit, right? So look like a professional in your niche. That's important. Look like what your niche wants to be. If they want to be a professional race car driver, then look like that because they want to be you, right? So who does your market want to be? What's their biggest need and desire, fears? What are they trying to overcome? Embody that for them so they see that, hey, you're someone who is there, who really can help me. That's important. Okay, initial presentation. If you are that professional, if you're doing online coaching or online professional services of some sort, you're going to make sure your online presence looks great. So your site, your funnel, again. If you are local, by the way, websites and funnels work great if you're local as well. If you're selling professional services to other local people or businesses, website and funnel, still got to have them. They're still fantastic. They should look like you and your brand. And your brand should be what your clients or potential clients are trying to achieve. If it's your storefront or let's say you're doing consulting, you're just starting out, you're really good at, we mentioned marketing a minute ago, and you want to consult on marketing services to other folks in your area. And you want to do that face-to-face with their companies. But you don't have an office, right? You're working right now as a marketing executive for some other company. You're doing this on the weekend, just trying to start this up. Awesome. Go to restaurants, go to coffee shops, go places, dress appropriately, clean up your car, take it to the car wash. If your car is not the best and it looks trashy, no big deal. Parker, I used to have a horrible car when I was starting in financial services 20 years ago. We built a financial advisory firm. And it's great. It's still out there doing its thing. But it was so hard when I was starting that because I had a crappy car. Jill and I were newlyweds. We had no money. We were so broke. And I would park my car around the back of the restaurant. So I'd pick a restaurant that I could afford to take a prospective client to. My office wasn't fancy. So we go to a restaurant. I could afford restaurants like once or twice a week. I'd park my car around back. I'd get there like 10 or 15 minutes early to make sure the client didn't see me. And then I'd go and we'd have the client meeting. And then I'd wrap it up, thank him for what we had just done. I'd make the offer. I'd do the whole thing, make the sale. And they would leave and they'd be like, well, hey, let's walk out. Oh, no, you go ahead and leave. I'm going to hit the restroom real quick. And I would delay myself another 5 or 10 minutes until I knew that they were gone so I could walk around the back and get in my crappy car. You know, that's life. Sometimes we're starting in places and we don't have it all together yet, right? We don't have this amazing professional image where we can just show off and relax in our big office and say, wow, isn't it great? So glad you're here. Come in. Here's my staff. Here's my amazing view of the ocean. And have some brandy. We're not there yet. So start where you are. Find a way to present yourself in a professional way. And you can rent the prestige of looking good at a restaurant. You can wear nice clothes. You can park your car around back if you need to. You can do things like that that help you make the initial closes and get that initial presentation right. Okay. I'm just going to put an image here. Okay. Again, if you're thinking of things that this fits you in any way, jot down here. Cost benefit. If you're wondering if your image is the right image, just real quick, if you're wondering if you actually dress professionally, if you're wondering if your car or if it's a good idea to take a client to this restaurant or should you have clients come to your house in your kitchen, if you're selling professional marketing services, I wouldn't have clients come over to your kitchen. That's kind of weird. I say that while you're sitting in my dining room right now, right? Um, so you got to put yourself out there in a way that's professional and fits your client's expectation of you. Okay, that's really, really important. So if you're wondering, is this the right mix? Always ask somebody that will treat you honestly and will tell you, yeah, I come over and you do have a cool kitchen and a cool house, but really it's not the professional image you're trying to show. If you're wanting to go to their office and sell them marketing services, why don't you just take them to XYZ restaurant down the street? If you're wondering, particularly you guys out there, some of us aren't that great at fashion. Girls typically are way better, but just, guys sometimes aren't that great. Some of us are, some of us aren't. But if you're one who's not sure if you're really nailing the fashion thing, you may want to ask somebody, hey, is this a cool shirt anymore? I got it. Let's see, I got it 17 years ago when I was on vacation in Hawaii. Is it still cool? Is it my Hawaiian dress shirt from 17 years? You might want to ask somebody and smell you straight and give you a little advice. Get a new pair of pants, new shirt, whatever you need. Okay. I know that's basic 101 stuff, but it's real, right? Cost benefit. So we're getting in here and we have the logic that frees emotion. As we're talking to someone about professional services, we have to give them reasons. Again, anytime we can use the prestige of someone else, someone who already knows me and that has referred me to you as a consultant in XYZ, that's a really great way to go ahead and start beating those logical trips that get in our way, those tripwires that say, hey, I feel like I want help in, if you're a marketing executive again, or if let's say you're an accounting executive, I do need help in accounting and our business books are pretty messy. I've been doing it myself for years. I could really use some accounting help. And I'm just not sure. I mean, how long have you been doing this? And you might say, I've been doing accounting for a year and a half over at XYZ company, but I'm starting on my own now doing some consulting. Only on the weekends I'll come in after hours, take care of your books. Well, that's cool. But a year and a half, you say. They might have a problem with that. Maybe you're feeling kind of young in the market. Well, if you come in with a professional referral leading the way, meaning you've got a personal note written from somebody that's trusted in the area, that's a great business person, that could introduce you to other business people. Hey, Bob asked me to call you because he said you were interested in some accounting services, and Bob made a little note here, wrote it to you. I just hand-delivered it to you. Here you go. And it's Bob saying, hey, I really, really trust Chris. He's done a great job. He's been, in accounting a relatively short amount of time, but you can trust me. No one will work harder or be more honest for you than Chris. Awesome. That'd be an amazing referral. That would help beat the cost benefit logic emotion. They want to help. They want you to help them. They need the help in accounting, but they need somebody to help them just get over the hurdle of a new person, a new relationship, something like that. So I'm going to put referrals right here. And, online reviews could be great here too if you've already got some going and you're particularly consulting online. And let's toss in, I would say, a few success stories. If you have clients you've worked for in the past, that's always helpful to have a few success stories dropped in there. I love writing success stories. They're such powerful tools. And maybe a few quotes. If you had a one-pager, it was kind of 8.5 by 11, glossy, nicely finished with your logo on there. We'll get to all that stuff. It looks nice, and it's kind of got some referrals, some quotes, or something down there on the bottom. They're more general, but just talking about your expertise and your professionalism, and your diligence, and your drive for excellence, whatever it is. That's really, really helpful. Okay. The close. You always have to go for the close. I've said this before in the other examples. You have to ask for the money. That is so important when you're doing your presentation and you've met with the person, you're out at lunch, you're sitting in an office, their office, or at a restaurant, or if you've got your own office, whatever it is, wherever you found yourself, ask for the business. Tell them what you do. Tell them you'd like to work for them. And ask for the business. All right, just ask for it. I'm really glad to meet you. It's been such a pleasure today. I would really, as we talked more, found out more about what your business is, I would love to work on your books. I would love to be an accounting person for you to help you bridge the gap and fill in the holes that you've got right now. We may be able to find a full timer to fill this need eventually, but right now I can jump in. You're not ready to pay for a full timer. I can do this on a consulting basis and give you 3 hours a weekend right now, and we can get this started. Would that be something you'd be interested in? When can we get started? Does that sound like a great idea to you? Is 2 hours okay, or would 3 hours be better? Those are all closing statements that you can use, and just go ahead and assume that we're getting somewhere. Something like, is 2 hours better or is 3 hours better for you? Assumes that they're already in the process, and assuming that close is a great way to bridge that gap. Okay, make sure you ask for the deal. Assuming the close is another great way to get that done. So this has been a really great, here's a good option. This is an assuming the close kind of line. It's been really great talking to you today. And obviously I would love to work for you. And I hope you'd still like to work with me. Should we start in the next month? Is the next week better? When's the best time for me to get in there and meet with whoever already understands your books and get this process started? That's a really simple way to, not in a creepy way, but to push forward and just let them know, hey, I'm serious and I can start this weekend. I can start next weekend or a month from now, whatever your timeline is. Who should I meet with? Who should I contact next? When's a good time for us to sit down and actually look at your books and get this process started? Okay. Delivery. Do it, right? You got to do the deal. You got to be on time. You got to show up and deliver value, and more value than you promised. Okay, so as we're delivering value more than we promised, this is one thing you got to think about this as you're going through the sales process in the cost benefit section and in the closing section. Kind of be careful that you save some back. Don't show them your whole deck. If you're saying, hey, you might have 4 hours free on a Saturday morning to help them with their accounting, and you've offered 3. Well, fantastic. Stay for 30 extra minutes. Don't charge them for it. Hey, yeah, I was in there 3.5 hours. I'm still going to charge you for 3. That's our agreement. But that project just needed to be done. I saw that you had some invoices that need to get out to clients. I wanted to take care of that for you. Don't worry about it. It's on the house. Do something extra, right? If it's a marketing executive and you're marketing your skills as a marketing executive, go ahead and build out the Facebook ads or the Google ads, or help them with their website design, and throw in, hey, I finished up the website design you asked me about, and you had mentioned that you wanted to send out some, monthly newsletters. So, hey, I went ahead and opened up a MailChimp account for you. I put your email address in there. Here's your password. I went ahead and just quickly built out the first little sales piece for you that you could use this week if you'd like to. It's pretty much plug and play. Let me know if you have any questions. That one's on the house. Don't worry about it. I thought that would get you a little farther ahead. Something that's really simple that you can just offer them to over deliver and let them know you're bringing not just the value you promised, but even more value. Okay, and then review referral. Got to ask for them. If you started this process with introductions from some other professional, getting another introduction, ask for, got to ask for quotes, referrals, like who else do you know? Reviews. That's it. Just ask. People will give you a quote. Was there any way I could get you to refer me to 3 other businesses in town? I'm really committed to building this accounting consulting firm. But I gotta make the leap from just doing this in the nights and weekends to actually replacing full-time income. So if you have 3 other businesses here in town that I could talk to, that you're close with, that trust you, and something I've done a good job for you, could you just refer me those through? And they'd say, oh yeah, I'll be happy to pass your name along. Fantastic. Who are you thinking of right now? Can I jot those down? I won't call them before you. I just want to jot them down. I want to Google and make sure that's actually a type of business that I feel comfortable working for. And then I'll just shoot you a note back and let you know, yeah, ABC Construction, that's perfect. I'd love to work for them. But, XYZ restaurant, not really good at accounting with restaurants, but definitely construction firm. I'd like to work with them. Just get the process started. Get them mentioning people's names. If it's asking for quotes, get them to give you some quotes. Hey, would you mind if I shot you an email later tonight? Would you mind just replying to that email with a couple of quotes, just one sentence lines, maybe some bullet points about what went best about our process? Things like, Chris was on time. Chris over-delivered. Chris did a fantastic job setting up our books. I feel so much better that Chris was here. Just something simple. You'll be surprised, by the way. Sometimes people will ask you to write their quotes for them. Awesome. I wouldn't know what to say. Well, how about I just jot a few bullet points down about what I've done for you? I'll send that as an email, and you can just copy and paste any of those. Just turn them around to your own words. Shoot me back the way you'd say it, if that even fits. If it doesn't, write your own down. They just need to start, right? So ask for those quotes. And reviews, if it's an online situation where you're consulting online, be sure and ask for reviews. Say, hey, would you give me a thumbs up, a thumbs down? Would you subscribe to the podcast or subscribe to the YouTube channel? Whatever it is that's your thing that you're trying to promote, ask if they would give you that positive seal of approval. And better yet, the 5-star review, and better than that, the 5-star review with a few lines in a comment box. Those are the golden tickets right there, okay? Hopefully, I know this has been a long session. I've taken, I think, more than an hour today. I don't have a timer running, but looking at my clock, I think we've been here a little more than an hour. Thank you for sticking with this. This is going to help you so much as you understand the entire process that you have to go through. And then I'll come back and break down each of these in detail and give you more feedback. If you've got this and you're like, hey, Chris, I totally got it. I was all ready to rock and roll. I just didn't understand the review referral process. Now I know how important it is, and I can do it on my own. Good for you. Skip on ahead. If you're stuck and you're saying, man, I don't know, this whole initial presentation thing is just really bugging me, jump in, take a little more look at the details, and I'll start pushing those out over the next few days to make sure that we deep dive and get you really, really good information. Ask me questions at chris.williams@senthold.com. chris.williams@senthold.com. That's spelled SENTHOLD.com. And I will answer your questions. Your questions are super valuable in these spaces right here because there is a lot of detail. And if I'm missing something that I've been doing for so long, and I know so natively that I'm not explaining well because I don't even think it's a question, then I want to know it's a question because I promise I'll get you an answer. Okay? Until we talk again, thank you for your time. Thanks for joining in this process and this journey with me. Once we get through these little marketing outlines, we're going to start putting in your real product and service, and we're going to literally start building out exactly what you're doing, because I want you to have a product and a service that you can present to the people. You can go ahead and have a website, but again, let's not get too close to perfection. Let's get these things really ready to rock and looking good, and then get to the market, get to the sales and marketing process, because you'll learn what perfection looks like over time. Right now, let's get the conversations going. Let's start letting people know that we have services and products to offer, and start getting some feedback, seeing what kind of interest is really out there. That's a good extra way to make sure you've proven the market's needs and felt wants. Okay. Talk to you soon. Have a great day. Bye.